Hey everybody, how you doing today? I'm doing a client session. Going to share some distance, psychic wisdom, and energy healing. So you've made a list here of goals, and we've got 15 minutes to dive in and see what wants to reveal itself. I'm talking to you, the client. I want to thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for sharing here on my YouTube channel so we can get to know you, what you're interested in, and see what the universe wants to reflect back. All right. I'm going to read here what you've written. And you say, I would like future predictions for 2025, message from my higher self, healing. Okay. Okay. I'm just taking a moment to integrate into this. So I'm getting basically into a place where I feel deeply aligned with what you're choosing to gain access to. So like you're reaching for information. And so you bring that information back to yourself, but here I am, you're reaching for me, I'm reaching for the information to bring it back to you. So I've got to get centered here with the energy here you're presenting in words. Here you're presenting this when you book a session. It's not just words, there's deeper information here. So you're wanting to know what's going to come next, what to be prepared for, and potentially to get yourself in alignment with or preparation for something, or just out of curiosity, what I might say about that. And so right now I'm just integrating this concept in future predictions for 2025 and messages from your higher self. So, all right, so you want to feel in connection with a mastery of who you are that sees the bigger picture and what does that part of you want to say, and healing. So any kind of here's a pattern of disharmony, and what's the ingredient to transform that into a pattern of harmony so you can radiate then that harmony. Okay. So I just take a moment to authentically integrate what you want to receive today. All right. Thank you so much for this. And thank you for the courage to share. So we all get to know you and to see what comes forward might be a message for any one of us, right? Because we're not so far apart from sharing in similar experiences, as similar wants, and similar meanings could be valuable. So thank you. I'm going to get in the zone here. I'm going to start from a positive place. And we're going to see what the creative inspiration is for that positive place. I'm going to draw energy in from the ground, okay, upward. And then through my palms, I'm going to draw energy in. So I'm at the center of a positive place. And I'm going to bring you into that positive place with me. The creative ingredient is a green Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's pretty threatening looking, but it keeps saying, it's almost like, don't take those sharp teeth seriously. Don't take that menacing face seriously. It never points out those weird little arms. It just shows me that face, that familiar Tyrannosaurus Rex face. Something about it represents intimidation, but don't be intimidated. Don't take it seriously. It's almost like there's a message in this positive beginning where we're going to draw from this positive beginning, you and me, we're going to do it. And it begins with a green Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is, you could say, a place of fear, but it says don't take it seriously. So don't take your fears seriously. Don't let them convince you you're in danger or that something menacing is about to bite your head off. So this is where they want us to start here. This is the ground you're standing on. This is the stars in the sky. We're going to draw energy from this to create clarity. And we're going to heart center with this, okay? Oh yeah, you're kind of like a house of cards. You've got structure. You're there. I could see you. You're a house of cards. But at any moment there could be a wind. And then what are you? Just some random cards. Oh, there's a real energetic pain here when it comes to heart and emotional gut. What is rotten here in your stomach? I'm not really sure. It doesn't necessarily say it's an emotional based thing. It seems like it's a dietary thing potentially. It just doesn't taste right. I need to pause for a minute. All right, I'm starting to understand why the House of Cards. I'm starting to understand why the taste of this. What is this rotting in the gut? It's not necessarily rotting. It seems to be fruitful. It seems to be nurturing, replenishing, a vitamin type thing. But it's all intermixed with what I can only describe as too many pathways colliding and anxiety. Almost, it's just almost like, okay, that's where the House of Cards come from, because um, how are we supposed to know that the Tyrannosaurus Rex is not to be taken seriously? How are we supposed to know that this House of Cards is going to last forever? Because it's way too fragile to last forever. At any moment, right? There could be a changing of the tide, and the seasons is going to change from, oh, this is a bearable spring. Oh, this is a sweltering summer. Now we're in winter. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So it's like the changing of the seasons, or the turning of the tide. Any minute now, slam, crash, bang. Now where are you? In pieces? A house of cards. You're just some cards, feels useless. The cards are only useful if you have the full deck, for one. And if you're only working with some cards, maybe we can make it useful, build a house of cards. But then what's going to happen? So it seems like there's a circulation of what I can only describe as too many pathways colliding, the possibilities, and how do I know for sure, and an anxiety that creates kind of a weird flavor in the stomach. But you are the flavor that's gotten weird, gotten sour, it doesn't say it's rotten. It's just kind of strange, okay? I have to slow down in order to properly digest this, because you're asking for future predictions, message from your higher self, healing. I'm starting from a positive place so we can draw energy. I'm already getting information about you. And so everything that I'm witnessing is the positive place where you stand. So I feel inspired to say, so your failure to understand this is what? Okay, so the cruelty here in the language, you're failing to understand. Okay, so there's a rude cruelty in the language here about you, and your failure to understand that where you stand is so fresh and breathable and kind and generous and good. And where you stand is this house of cards is going to fall. The dinosaur is coming. And so how do we shift this energetically? So what is your future prediction is coming back to, how do you find a ground of the positive? How do you find that to be the divine truth? So that language is actually coursing through your veins instead of fear. And I don't even want to say fear is coursing through your veins. Anxiety. I want to say it's anxiety, but I don't even think that's fair, that we'd say anxiety is coursing through your veins. It just seems like trying to navigate, like, let's say a car can only, like, you have a picture and there's like there's this intersection, like you're looking down, we got this interstate and we got this lane, but it's everywhere. It's like, here's this circulating part that goes over here. My mind's so squirrely with circulating roads that I don't even know which road I'm supposed to be on. What's my exit? Oh my God. But the car can't be everywhere. It can only take one of the many paths. It can only choose one of the many, 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 many paths. And there's no real anxiety or fear about that, but maybe there is a distastefulness about the path that you're on. Isn't the one you want to be on, or you're not sure if it is the one you want to be on, or what is it that you're supposed to do to be okay with the one that you're on, or how do I know for sure? What's the future hold for me, kind of thing. And so this is your higher self, this wise mastery of life, right? Is this all of the integrated aspects of all you've ever been, done, will ever do? As far as we know in this timeline, we haven't even ascended to the next timeline, and yet we have. It's like we've already been there, done that, and yet we don't realize that we have yet. And so that mastery is speaking here, showing me this, giving me these sensations to prompt me through this language, then to guide you, okay? You're still not with it here. You're not in alignment with me. I'm the one that's giving you a structure to work with, but you're going to have to trust or have some faith or so. I'm not sure what the ingredient is that's really going to help you in alignment with what we're talking about here. Is what is the true illusion is the T-Rex is going to bite your head off because that's what they do, right? But then that's the illusion? That doesn't sound right. The house of cards is going to last forever? No, that's not true. There's no way it's going to last forever. It's fragile. It's so ridiculously fragile. It will fall one day. One day it will fall. Yeah. So the language in your program is convinced that the inevitable is the death. The death is the inevitable. It's logically the inevitable. But the universe is saying, your higher self is saying, the message is saying that what you have coursing through your veins is an illusion that you deduced was the only logical truth. But you failed to understand that there are logical truths that don't always add up. And you failed to understand that. I have to bold that. That's like fail. This is like a key word here. You're a failure. You're failing to be in alignment with this. So that tells me that there's something inside yourself that you're being too hard on yourself. But in some way, potentially being too hard on yourself might actually help you level up to where you want to be, as though going down will only bring you up. But I'm not sure why the coarse word, the sandpaper here, isn't like, it doesn't seem to be molding and shaping you into something smoother, but making you more coarse and rough and undesirable is the word fail. I feel almost like as I say that fail, I feel like I'm opening this Pandora's box and every kind of horror that we could even think up or we haven't even thought up yet, but it exists. Like, it's just almost like this barrel of monkeys is the horror. And if you attract this horror, you failed yourself to the good things that you wanted to experience, that you worked so hard to acquire these good things, but all you could give yourself was horror. The only thing you could ever achieve in life, you failure, is horror. More horror. It's really nasty, okay? It seems to be a really nasty language in here amidst the, what am I talking about? Please help me. Here's a road and it winds around, but then there's some other intersecting road and it's going over here. And I could only think of somewhere like maybe California in the big city would have these crazy exits that you would really have to be smart in your head to know which one to take to get you to somewhere that you want to be. Otherwise, you're going to be somewhere you don't want to be. And that's just something that can happen too. I'm just looking at this going, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh God, I can't with this. I just can't with this. Tell me I'm on the right path. All the while, the dinosaur looms with its sharp, sharp teeth and its desire to eat. And you are its victim. And that's life. So can we switch paths? Can we change lanes? Can we take a different exit here? Are you with the program that we're going to start to draw from a place of the positive now? Are you ready? Or do you want to keep looking at the house of horrors, that your failure to create good things, you create horrifying things? So it's all kind of like, can we take a different exit? Could we change lanes? Could we try? Could we even try? Or is the reality just this cruel fate? This reality is you did it though. You did it. You. Filthy failure. You. Worked hard to fail. Okay, it seems to me you're just okay. After we've just finagled our way through this, you're dropping a pretty thick skin of just like a personal toxicity. And it's weird. It seems to be alive. Like when the skin falls off, it's like a whole body just drops from around you. And it's weird. It's like a slurmy, slimy, like wormy snake. I don't even know that you've been digesting your own energetic inspirations. That somehow you've intermingled with perhaps energies outside yourself, somewhere, somehow, some way it happened. Um, I'm not convinced this is entirely all you. Seems to be a mashup between you and another, or you and circumstances, that you're just absorbing it into you and trying to discover who you are, where you're going amidst kind of unfamiliar territory, but you have to work with that territory in order to create the path. But the path, though, is you. You are the path. And that's still not quite the right message. It's not quite right yet. You're a bit horrified because I see this squirmy thing just like moving away, like I don't know. It's like a living roadkill. It just and it moves away in the weirdest, slurmy, gross kind of way. And you're looking at this like, whoa, what you were wearing something pretty toxic. And I'm taking you, in fact, and I'm moving you. I don't know I don't know where this is. It doesn't seem to be Earth or the moon or the sun. It just seems to be a mix between the Earth, the moon, and the sun. But it looks like a fairy tale world from another planet, another time. And it's clean, and they seem to have lots of watermelons there. It just seemed to be lots and lots of watermelons that are picked, ready to eat, but they never get eaten. They're just sort of sitting on tables and in bins, and watermelons, 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 watermelons. What are you going to do with all these watermelons? What are you going to do with all these watermelons? Because you don't seem inspired to eat them. And this isn't necessarily pleasant either, which my intention is to move you to a pleasant space. But this isn't pleasant either. It seems like a chore or a task, but you can't do anything about it. And so the watermelons are just going to go to rot because there's no one eating them. And you cry over this. You feel defeated over this. You feel like you're developing an illness over this. You literally are whispering something like, I want to die over this. Future predictions come first, then your higher self, then healing. I feel like you got it backward. I feel like healing, then your higher self, then predictions, because what the future holds depends on your energetic well-being. If you're a broken person, you're going to be tired, you're going to be withdrawn, you're going to feel hopeless, let's say. So that impacts what comes next, right? The domino effect. But now let's say you put yourself first, and now your well-being is, you feel radiant inside, you're taking care of you, you're standing up and saying, wow, look at what I've accomplished. There's a good, tidy feeling to it because you have to matter in the equation. And so when you're radiant like that, then the future prediction seems to mirror your inner well-being, okay? So healing first, which is what we've accomplished here today for you. That's all I can share. Still so many mysteries, but I'm thankful you reached out and you booked the session, you laid it out on the table, gave me an opportunity to help you out. Thank you for this. If any of you watching are interested in exploring a one-on-one session, I do them privately, or we could share publicly on YouTube. It's entirely up to you. Do it through a live Zoom or audio recording or video recording. It's entirely up to you. So you can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.